Good day, good love, and great light illuminators and conscious spirits. So, if you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. I'm Wendy. This is my husband Dave, and I just love sharing everything about what it means to be a conscious spirit. How are we traveling through that idea? What does it actually mean? What do you think it means? What does it mean to be a conscious spirit? I think that we know always that we're conscious spirits, that we are a spirit having a conscious experience, and yet we've come here to pretend we're not a conscious spirit, and yet it feels like ascension is literally realizing and understanding we're conscious spirits, that we're consciously understanding we are spirits. We are able to adventure through anything, anyone, anywhere, and we just came here to play a game forgetting that we're conscious spirits. And so what do you think about that?
Well, I was just thinking how we were just watching and talking about Jerry Seinfeld and how much we enjoy him and his comedy. And this is now the second time
that you've brought him up, actually.
That we're talking about Jerry Seinfeld. And comedy is also considered to be a divine characteristic. And I just, when we were about to make this video, I thought it would be funny because, you know, I think I'm funny. I don't know who else does, but I think I'm funny. But I thought it would be funny if my head would be in like in the little corner at an angle for the video.
And I was like,
I'm sure nobody else thinks it's funny.
I'm like, okay, I'll go, whatever. And I just turned on the camera.
So I thought it would be funny. So I think being a conscious spirit is also pretty hilarious.
It is. It really is. And I have to say, I was inspired. So if you know me and you know my channel, you know how much I'm inspired by synchronicities. So I'm always encouraging people to watch for synchronicities in their life, because these are symbols and signs that we do for us by ourselves to, what was the term I was going to use? To remind us, I don't know where I was going to go with that thought. The signs and synchronicities that we're almost like to know that we're the ones creating it, and yet to still be surprised by those signs and synchronicities. And I completely lost where I was going to go with that thought. But the reason I brought it up to begin with about the synchronicities was, as I walked by the deck, Conscious Spirit deck, which is how I was inspired to do this to begin with, was, wow, you know, what does it mean to be a conscious spirit? And the Conscious Spirit Oracle. And so as I was kind of shuffling through the cards and thinking about a few things, I looked down at the back of the deck and realized that the back of the box for the deck, the back is the number 18 card. And air elemental. I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and all wisdom. I'm open to all knowledge and all wisdom. I felt like that was the answer. Like, that's what being a conscious spirit is about understanding that you are open to all knowledge, all wisdom, and that when synchronicities happen, that you're reminded of that you are this conscious spirit, you are the one creating it. And the reason it's a synchronicity is because today, as we record this in time, as we create time, it happens to be Saturday, May 18th. And the number of the card is 18. And it was really funny because as I'm going through the cards and I'm sort of shuffling, it was almost as if I looked down and they said, that's kind of the card. That's the message. There it is. That idea, and I'll kind of share it a little bit more up close. But so that idea that that's what what we're recognizing. I don't know. My phone's been really out of focus lately. But understanding, I embrace the element of air and am open to all knowledge and wisdom. And I think we all, when we think about higher information and knowledge, I always think of up there, in the air, somewhere out there. And it's all in here, which is the funny part about it. It's all in our consciousness.
Well, it's funny too. We were talking about the dolphins and the whales.
Yes.
Who, are guides and teachers to us in a physical way as well. And yet they're sort of not up here, they're down here in the water.
Yes, and I was doing pulling cards for ourselves from the Galactic Heritage deck by Lisa Royal Holt, and the cards were coming up about the dolphin and then the next one was the whale energy, which was really funny because the whale is the oversoul consciousness of the dolphin, collective consciousness. So it was interesting about that, and I was recognizing my own Syrian connections and how the Syrian star systems are our guides, and they were one of my guides, and it was sort of a connection that happened even in the video that I made last night about how we're all spirit guides, we're all somebody's messenger, and it was for me, and it was for me to tell everybody else that. And yet I also got my own confirmation again this morning about that idea, about the connection to the dolphin, the connection to the whale, about communication, and how they have a very special communication, the dolphin and the whale species. And so anyway, it was sort of all tied into this. It was a beautiful synchronicity for me too, about my own serious connections, and then my own wanting to share that information, that energy. And Dave just pulled out 2 cards. Number 2, meditation. I meditate daily to allow universal wisdom to flow through me. And yes, I have to say I probably do, meditate every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Yeah, wasn't it also Jerry Seinfeld who said that was one of his secrets?
That's
transcendental.
He said transcendental. Yes, he said that is one of his secrets to his, success, his happiness,
or the next card that you will see.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's really interesting. So remember that these are messages for us to either tell us maybe we need to put more meditation into our lives, or to confirm to you, if you are, in a meditation practice, to remind you that you're a conscious spirit, there's more that you can connect to, and to perhaps put some focus into, like the air element, for example. And the air is also the throat chakra, the idea of being able to speak our truth, and to be the guides and the teachers that we are, because we're spirits and we're guides. Number 36, abundance. I am grateful for the abundance nature and the universe provide in my life. And I'll show that up to you close. Oh, look at the hummingbird. Dave and I watch the hummingbirds pretty much every day. And I really like to show these cards up close because I feel that, oh, look, and there's the water and fish. So that,
not dolphins, but they sort of look
to help people connect with these energies, and the colors, and how is this applicable to each and every one of you. I know I'm kind of going out of weird focus here, sorry. Oh, and there's thunder. There's thunder outside.
It was focusing on me. Not the card.
So number 2, number 18, number 36, and it's funny, I've been guided too to share like other numbers on these, like on the fortune cookies. So something just and because I love numbers and the idea of repeating numbers and geometry and all of those things, and how numbers, how we have made numbers a part of, you know, the building blocks of our reality, in so many ways, and how excited I am to share those. So for some reason lately, I've been just kind of guided to share more numbers, and maybe it's just that it's supposed to be synchronistic for someone. Don't know why.
Because we enjoy talking about the synchronicities. Once again, I will mention Jerry Seinfeld, who talked about. We were watching a thing where he was talking about things that are sort of perfection. What was the word?
Quintessential.
Quintessential.
Was that the word he used? Quintessential.
Is that the word he used? Like you can't improve upon it more. It's perfect. But one of the things one of the interviewers asked him was about him wearing the Star of David.
Oh, yeah.
And he wears one, and he said it makes him feel closer to the people of Israel. But the synchronicity is 18 represents Chai, which the letters Chaf Yud add up to 18. So 18 is sort of, Chai means life, so it's sort of the numerology of life.
Oh, wow.
And it is very common to have Chai on your Magen David, which is the Star of David necklace, or wherever you might have the Star of David. So another synchronicity that sort of ties in all of this together. Which is
well, and obviously it's a tie-in with you too, because being both of the Jewish, whatever, background, faith, religion, whatever you want to call it, and we have a Star of David hanging downstairs, and so that idea of, you know, that synchronicity as well, and just even some of the subject matter he was talking about happiness and depression, and you know, finding happiness, and you know, the, the things that upset people. I mean, not in others, that things that upset him is what he kind of, I don't know, sort of expects things to be a certain way, and he's okay with that. Like, it's, you know, it's like a, I don't know, acceptance. But anyway, we've talked about that before.
Well, I think he's a pretty funny guy. You can watch all kinds of clips of him on YouTube. So feel free to watch Jerry on YouTube.
The Healer. So I felt like there was one more card that
and comedy is healing.
That wanted to be shared and isn't laughing. It is really, what do they say? Literally, laughter is the best medicine. And you know, even the spiritual guides, the teachers, you know, Bashar and Abraham, they all tell you the same thing. If you want to become enlightened, lighten up. You know, laugh more, enjoy more, see things from a different perspective. You know, I remember people saying, be a duck, you know, let it roll off your back. That idea. And so, yeah, and there's lots of times when I could say that I need to be reminded of that as well. You know, not to take other people's opinions, because that is simply their perspective, and everyone's going to have their own unique perspective. It doesn't matter who you are.
Jerry says that too.
Oh, does he?
Remember?
Did he?
That he didn't care what other people thought, because that's their...
That's true. That's what he said. He said because he said
opinion.
He said because that's their
everyone has their own.
Everyone has their own. So this is the Healer card, which I think is really awesome, and I love that energy. And it is number 8. So I will say another synchronicity. The number 8. We're talking about 18, and the number 8 being the year 2024. I think a lot of people also are discovering more and more of the healer within them, especially this year, and recognizing that you are a healer. And that was kind of the message has been the last few days from my guides is, You are all healers. You are all divine messengers. You're all spirit guides to someone in some where, some when, some, whether it's this reality, whether it's in this conscious reality or not. Oh, sorry. And there's a big crystal in her hand. And I'll just read it really quick. I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. And you will see that it's also primarily the color green. Were you going to say something, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
I'll cover my face. So I don't cover yours.
Oh, it won't focus unless you cover mine.
Okay.
See? There we go.
Is that better? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get my dirty fingers out of the way from gardening.
So if you turn the card on its side.
Which way? This way?
Yep.
Okay.
Now the 8 becomes
the infinity sign.
The infinity sign, which also represents flow.
Yes, it does. I kind of like the way the card works that way too.
Mm-hmm.
It's very beautiful that way as well.
Much more relaxing.
And I love, yeah, it is. It is very, and then the bear looking to the light of the crystal. I really love these images, so thanks you guys for indulging me and sharing them, and I love the backs too. And I thank all the creators of these cards that excuse me, allow us to receive and share messages to each, to ourselves and to each other. And I really love the backs of these cards. I show them every time because they really have so much representation of all that we are and all of our creation and all of the, the ways that we're connected. So that's pretty exciting. So once again, I was, it was one of those things. I saw the deck on the table and I thought, it's like I hear that question, like, what does it really mean to us to be, conscious spirits, to understand that we are a spirit and we're becoming like consciously aware of that. And that is the exciting part of transformation, of raising our vibrations, into the, the fourth density, into that when we talk about higher vibrations, it's literally vibrating at faster cycles per second, that we literally are a different, I want to stop using the same words. I was going to say a different version. It's like literally you are, like how they're showing me like almost like you're closer to the coal being compressed into the diamond, if something like that, like, but yet it's a clearer, that crystal clear. It's a clearer vibrational version of who we are, if that makes sense, like a more crystal clearer vibrational version, and it's 333,000 cycles per second. That is the vibration of the wall of the, not the wall, but the definition between physical and
differentiation between
physical and non-physical. So it's sort of like that idea that we're vibrating closer and closer to those cycles per second. So anyway.
And the idea too is, as a conscious spirit, that we're bringing the consciousness of spirit into the physical reality, where other forms of the idea of ascension, that consciousness wasn't able to be brought in to the physical reality. They moved out of physical reality to accelerate that consciousness. Part of the fun we're doing here is to bring that into the physical and figure out how to be a physical being and yet still have that spirit consciousness.
Absolutely. And, I was just thinking about all the symbols that I've received over the last probably decade, and bringing that into our consciousness, and how that becomes part of the geometry of this new vibrational, version of us. So anyway, if you're interested in learning a little bit more about me, my journey, if you're new to the channel, you can visit my website, languagesoflights.com. Of course, all the links are down in the description below, so you can kind of investigate a little bit more of the information and energy that I enjoy putting through, whether it's through journals, workbooks, my artwork, private sessions, creating symbols for you personally to raise your vibration and help you create the new versions, simply by, kind of tapping in and feeling what symbols, and it's almost like they're saying to me, my guides are saying to me right now, what symbols are you sending me for me to provide to you in like a written fashion? It's as if I'm like, this is the first time I ever thought of it or was shown it this way, is that I'm receiving these symbols from you and then kind of bringing them into a physical reality, but I'm receiving them energetically and then putting them on paper and then sort of presenting them in a way to give you a better sense of yourself, if that makes any sense. I guess I've never heard them explain it in that way, that it's not necessarily even me making them up. It's like I'm getting them from the person and then just simply kind of maybe, I don't want to call it a translation, but maybe an interpretation of your energy and what symbols that you've designed for yourself to wake yourself up. I think maybe that's a more accurate kind of explanation. So yeah, see, I guess there it is. That's something that I've never really explored before in that way, with that idea. So see how this impromptu little oracle card reading, gave me something new, to a brand new perspective, to give all of you guys a new perspective. So, wow. Thanks to Dave for just, he's so good. I'm like, I turn on the video, getting the cards ready. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna make a video.
Go back to my position.
So, whatever brought you here today, welcome. And I realized I didn't change the lighting on the camera or anything. I just, yeah, I'm not an editor creator kind of person, so it's just not who I am. And but anyway, so I hope you can see everything well and clearly, and just love each other the way that you are. And yeah, and I'm working on that too, you guys. Just loving everything the way that it is without judgment. And yeah, even just starting right there without judgment. So there's Puppy calling us. She always gets in the high vibration when we're doing these videos. So we're gonna water our plants and go play with the puppy. And we love you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
Crystallize this, whatever magic happened for you today. It's all about you empowering you to be more and more of you. Love you guys. Bye.